hotel housekeeper left extra towels and said, "Pack your bags now. Check out through the service exit." "I'm sorry, what?" I said, looking up from my laptop where I'd been typing notes about today's testimony. The prosecution had finally connected Pinnacle Pharmaceuticals to the contaminated cancer drugs that had killed over 200 patients across 6 states. The woman standing in my doorway wasn't the usual housekeeper. Her uniform was wrinkled, her hands shaking as she clutched fresh towels like a shield. "Dr. Hoffman, they know you have the evidence. The real evidence about the clinical trials. Pack now. Leave through the service elevator. Take the stairs to the parking garage." I stared at her in confusion. My press credentials clearly identified me as Jennifer Walsh, investigative journalist with the Washington Herald, but she'd called me Dr. Hoffman, and she knew about evidence I hadn't mentioned to anyone. The pharmaceutical fraud trial had been my assignment for 3 weeks, documenting Pinnacle's criminal negligence in manufacturing drugs that killed cancer patients. "I think you have me confused with someone else," I said carefully. "I'm a reporter covering the Pinnacle trial. I don't know any Dr. Hoffman." She stepped into my room, closing the door behind her with deliberate precision. Her name tag read Maria Santos, but something about her movements suggested law enforcement training rather than housekeeping experience. "Dr. Lisa Hoffman disappeared 3 days ago after she contacted your newspaper about falsified clinical data. She was supposed to meet with you tonight to hand over files that prove Pinnacle knew their drugs were killing patients." My stomach dropped as the implications became clear. I'd been expecting a source to contact me about the Pinnacle case, someone with inside information about the pharmaceutical company's criminal operations. But no Dr. Hoffman had reached out, and I'd assumed my editor had been wrong about the tip. "If Dr. Hoffman disappeared, why are you telling me this?" I asked, though I was already starting to understand the horrifying reality of my situation. "Because they think you're her. Hotel records show Dr. Lisa Hoffman checked into room 12473 3 nights ago, under a false name, your room. They've been watching the hotel, waiting for the right moment to eliminate the threat to their operations." Her hands were shaking as she set the towels on the bed, but her eyes were sharp, alert, constantly checking the hallway through the door's peephole. I looked around my hotel room with new eyes. The luxury suite that had seemed like an upgrade from my newspaper's usual budget accommodations now felt like a trap designed to contain someone until they could be eliminated. Someone had deliberately put me in Dr. Hoffman's room, either by mistake or as part of a more complex plan. "Who is they?" I asked, but I was already closing my laptop and reaching for my suitcase with trembling hands. "Pinnacle Security, FBI agents on their payroll, local police who take their money, federal prosecutors who've been bought off with campaign contributions. The corruption goes deeper than you can imagine, reaches higher than you'd believe." She handed me a keycard that wasn't mine, marked with codes I didn't recognize. "Service elevator, parking level B2. There's a car waiting, black sedan with plates starting JKL. The driver will take you somewhere safe." My journalistic instincts screamed that this was either an elaborate hoax or the story of my career. But her fear was genuine, and the pharmaceutical industry had killed people before to protect their profits. I'd covered enough corporate crime to know that billion-dollar companies didn't hesitate to eliminate threats to their operations, especially when those threats involved evidence of mass murder. "What's your name?" "Your real name?" I asked as I packed my equipment with shaking hands. "Carmen Valdez. I work for the FBI, but not the parts that Pinnacle has bought and paid for. There are still some of us trying to do the right thing, though we're outnumbered by agents who've decided that pharmaceutical money is more attractive than federal salaries." She watched the hallway through the peephole while I stuffed clothes and documents into my bag. The weight of what she was telling me settled over me like a lead blanket. How many people know about this conspiracy? Too few, and most of them are dead. That's when things got a lot worse. Full story is linked below or on my channel.